thank you very much to the Trust House for getting involved in the agriculture as well. But obviously a very, very big asset here in Masterton. Just while they're getting organised, and we'll get them started, John will get them started. What's on the program? Well, we've got this big one coming up right now. Then we're going to roll into another final, which will be the senior shearing final, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're into an open wool handling semi-final, and then a Golden Shears, the last 12. So hold your seats, keep your hats on, plenty of action on its way. Right, John, I'll hand it over to you to get started. My co-commentator is Richard, and me will talk our way through these 9 sheep.
I will try to do that with you there, Gerald. We certainly have a lineup. The pressure's coming on. It's in your hands, John.
Okay. So we have the shearers on the board. It's going to be hot up there, guys. The young Morgan went up there for a little bit of an interview amongst 6 steaming shearers, and he just broke it in an instant sweat. I think he needs to go to the gym a little bit, that fella, just to tone up a little bit. Here we go. Come on, we need the 6 shearers. There's a step up from the last grade. The juniors are just learning. These fellas are starting to earn a few dollars at the game. And the dollar's up for grabs, and this one is 500 smackers for the first prize. We have a green light. We would like the shearers on the board. Tegwin and Ricky. Beautiful Wairarapa sheep. You guys have seen a lot of them over the years. They don't change. Thank you, Graham. Okay, looks like everybody's settled. Buckle yourselves in, people. It won't take long to get this one finished. Okay, timekeepers right. Judges, competitors, go.
Oh, John, did you see that? Richard, they had the starting blocks, didn't they, in the place? We'll let them ease into their game. These boys, these intermediate lads, into the belly wall they go. You'll notice the little wee dots on the sheep's head, ladies and gentlemen. That's because they've been drafted specially for final. These are commonly known as final sheep. Just making sure they're as even as we can possibly get them. They've been up and down the drafting weight race a numerous number of times. Right, settling in Tegwin Bradley. We've got a bit of time to just let them get their work done. How has he got here? You would have heard me when I announced him that he'd shorn some perfect sheep, and he did. There's some sheep there when he's shoring the semis and the likes that he didn't get a single second cut on them. As far as the board went, it was a perfectly shorn sheep. Hence why he is here right now, right today, and he starts swooping away on the long blow, throws the leg over and locks it into position. So if he is in with Cooey, these other boys, they know that they're in a spot of bother with a super sensational job like this man Scott. And right at the moment he's holding his own. How did he, he's got a bit of room to make up. Those qualified 6th. So his job just got him in there. But sometimes mentally that can be quite good. You think you've missed out. You think, I haven't quite done enough. But then you do make it. And the nerves are gone. But hey, this man has come a long way from Gore Lionel to Amata. What's the time up there, Richard? 1 minute 30, Cord and Sean.
1 minute 30, all right. Yeah, it's not bad time for the intermediates. Step it up. That's that young man Brunton on 3 there. Throws it out. They've all got their second sheep on the bone. Ricky Stevens, that man on 5. On Thursday there, he was in the triathlon with the pressing and the wool handling. Now he's up there doing the shearings. He's a pretty good lad. If you'd noticed there on Thursday, he exploded the wool press and ripped the top box off the wool press. He's a pretty strong, powerful lad. And as you can see, he holds his sheep beautifully there as he moves around there and takes the top knot off of the thing. But it's that young man from Gore, Toamata there, just dropping down into the long blows. His young mate there on stand 1, Paraki Kapuna, he's also dropping into the long blows. But it's that man with the flash mullet there on stand 4, Tegwin Bradley, all the way from Woodville. Come on, we got anybody here from Woodville? Give them a cheer. This is the final. This is what they're here for. Come on, give them a bit of encouragement. It looks like Bradley's just got the lead at this stage by about 4 or 5 blows over Toamata. Toamata on 2. But that young Welshman down the end there, Mackenzie's just quietly stroking away there on that long blows there. He's going to keep in touch. They're all very close. They're only basically about a point of time between them, which is roughly 20 seconds. But it's Bradley that sneaks in for that second sheep. Bit of a struggler there for Puna down here on stand 1. But he got rid of that. Tomata there goes in for his second. Stevens in. They're all looking pretty good. It's awfully close, isn't it there, Gerald?
Yeah, definitely nothing in it just yet. Taumata blows the belly wool off. He buries the handpiece wool in there. Gets rid of it, and now into the first hind leg. Works the left hand as one should do, and it's a good place to do it. It's in the Golden Shears final. And he's travelled some distance, but take your attention down to the bottom stand. All the way from Wales. He's a huge Wales bus load or plane load. I'm sure they've brought a whole plane load of shearers and wool handlers over. Into the belly wool he goes. James McKenzie. You think he could be a good New Zealand boy with a McKenzie name. There he goes into the hind leg. 2 fires 1. 2 down there. 3 round the fertiliser works, and 2 big ones up the back, and takes for another little one. That will make for a very quick last side for him. But on to the long blow goes Tegwin Bradley. He's decided, okay, I've shorn some perfect sheep, but it's all about playing the ref. Let's see if I can just put out a wee, leave the odd wee bit here and there, put a wee bit of pressure on them as he tightens down the tension knob. That means the cut's starting to go off. You'll feel the drag when you're pushing it. It becomes more difficult. And what happens? The old sheep says, that's not a very good cut there, Mr. Bradley. And they start giving you a bit of jippo. They start kicking and carrying on. And that's not part of the deal if you want to make the top spot. The podium, the one with the red one, that's the one that we really, really want. And these memories will stay with you for a long time. Taumata, sheep 4 arrives, ladies and gentlemen, hitting the halfway mark. He flicks into the brisket. He had a lot of work to do there. You see those 4 or 5 little shots he threw in there, Richard. He went whoosh, whoosh,
Boy,
whoosh.
they're close. Look at that. They're all, look at that sheep on the board. They're all on the bellies. You're right there, Gerald. But it's the man in the mullet that turns for that first hind leg. Taumata's there as well. Top knots off first by Taumata. And the man with the mullet on 4. Your man from Woodville. I don't hear anybody cheering. Come on, you locals. And it's that man down on there, and he may be a Welshman, but with a name like James McKenzie, you would have thought he would be a Scotchman. But then again, he could have probably got run over the border, who knows. But down here on stands 1 and 2, it's these boys from Napier and Gore just going into the long blows together. They're looking pretty good, all of them. There's 5 of them in the long blows. 1 man going up the neck, and that's the man McKenzie down there on stand 6. They're all coming round there, but it's Taumata that's got onto that last side. He's looking pretty well. There was a beautifully shorn sheep from Brunton there in that last one. They look Percy pink, all of these sheep. Look at the lovely show on this one here from Parakipuna here on stand 1. Look at it, doesn't it look shiny? Taumata's look shiny as well. Tegwin Bradley there. But they're all going down that last side together. All 6 years on that thing. You've got 4 sheep on the board. Halfway through, there's 8 sheep number 5. So exactly half the sheep gone. On stand 2, 6 minutes, 6 more minutes to go. James McKenzie must have heard that he was a little bit behind. He's put the afterburners on a bit. He hasn't come 12,000 miles to come last. It's pretty good to make the final, but boy, I don't want to be last. I'm here to make first, and that's what it's all about. They all flick their bellies out and they're away, but it's Taumata on 2. Goes round behind that, ears there and into the first front leg. Puna on 1, comes up the neck and round behind the ear. But gee, they're close, aren't they, Gerald? The whole lot of them. It's a pretty good final, isn't it?
Yes, you could chuck a blanket over them all right. It is as tight as an All Black Ford pack at this stage. Brushing the cheek wool clear. You'll be thinking out there, ladies and gentlemen, why are they really going for the speed right now? While the point's on the board. That's those judges there. And there is judges out the back. They're going to judge the body, the wool that's left on. But the time points stay the same. And the other points I've just discussed get divided by the number of sheep, so they become less important. Hence the race is on. And aside that, we've got a whole lot of ego up there. They want to talk about this later on at the Horseshoe Bar when it's party time. Taumata decides for a fresh cut. We'll know as soon as he dives into this first belly whether it's a good idea or not. There's a whole lot of different bevels you can put on. He's had the feel of these Wairarapa tutus, and in he goes. 3 shots forward, entered every single time. He'll be happy with that. Parakipuna into the belly he goes. We haven't forgot about you on the front stand. You're saying, hey, I want to be in the limelight too. It's a big effort to make this final. And he is giving it some stick. He's right with him. So's the big fella Brunton. Tegwin Bradley goes for a change in steel too. McKenzie's up with him as well, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Stevens also goes for a fresh cut. Ricky Stevens up there with a 3.4 on the board. We've got, where is Mr. Tegwin Bradley with a 1.3 at this stage. He's not playing the ref that well. He's still sticking to his guns. Ballywall is gone and clear, but onto the last cheek is Taumata all the way from Gore again. He's starting to apply the pressure, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to throw a roughie out maybe. He's farmed his pen, he's pulled out a little beauty. He went in with the last sheep and said, hey pen boy, you see that little honey over there? Next time I show my face in this pen, you have her sitting ready to go. And that was her, and he made full use of it. Sheep 6-2 left in the pen, Richard, all go.
Absolutely, that's dead right. They were all together. They're virtually within a blanket there only a sheep ago, but all of a sudden Taumata's got a full last side there on everybody as he goes in there. And it's looking, no, he hasn't changed his iron here on stand one. But look at them all there on that last 4. They're all coming down that last side together. You've got the man with the mullet there on 4, Bradley just going onto the leg. The man Ricky Stevens beside there, I don't know whether you'd call that a mullet, it'd be a mohawk gone wrong because it's tied up there as a mohawk. But the hair's out of my eyes and Ricky Stevens can see what to do. If you look up on the board, you can see those penalty points. And gee, that's tight. Aren't they doing a great job up there? The man from Levin, the man from Woodville, those two boys look to be doing pretty well. But there's nothing with those other boys. That James McKenzie's got the wriggle on. He knew he had to get up there with time. All with sheep 7 on the board. Bit of a wriggler on 4. That's what the other boys will like to hear. We can get a couple of points on him. Maybe he'll make a second cut or 2. But it's Taumata there, just heading down that last side, but he gets a wriggler. That's just going to let the other boys think, come on, folks, start giving them a bit of encouragement. There's one more in the pen. Come on, I hear a little slight Lionel. They've picked the pace up. They were 6 minutes over the first 4. They were 3 minutes over the next 3. And the last one's out on the board for Taumata. The pace is picked up, Gerald. They know it's getting tense. It's going to come down to the quality outside. What do you think about all that? It's going to be tight, isn't it?
It's going to be good stuff. Of course, the blood's pumping now. The adrenaline is let go. We are into it, giving it everything we can. And I tell you what, I've been watching that Ricky Stevens. He changed that handpiece, and I bet you he wished he had that handpiece on right from the word go. It has been just absolutely entering and cutting perfectly all the way. See how it's flowing for Ricky Stevens down stand 5. James McKenzie, he's flowing as well, ladies and gentlemen. He flicks right out to the toenail, clears up the last couple of shots, out to the judges it goes. But it's cheek wool gone for Lionel Taumata. Shoulder time, flicks the leg over and starts the journey home. The next closest man, no one's going to touch him for the speed stakes, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be down to the judges. This big, powerful man from down in the South Island, out to the toenail he goes, running time of 11 minutes.
11 minutes. They say the first 4 were in 6 minutes. The next 4 were in 5. They knew he got a wriggle on. He'll be pleased to have finished there and glad he's got a good shear. But it'll come down to those points out the back because, boy, this is close. Here's your man Paraki Puna there from Napier, just casually working down there. He's doing a pretty good job looking at those points. And he knows the time's good. Don't step back too far there, Lionel. You'll step over the board. Just worry about what happens in a short while. But there you are. You've got the other 4 boys there, not very far away. Brunton there on stand 3. Just comes down over that first front leg. Stevens there's almost that front leg. It's McKenzie down there, just turns to the last side, but they're all there. There's nothing in it. Crikey, this is looking good. Stevens, as you say, Gerald, he's got that good cut. He just pulls the button there. He's sweet as. And it looks like it'll be Brunton will be the next man off. Certainly not much in it. He pulls the cord. 3 or 4 more blows, it'll be Bradley, and then 3 or 4 blows, it will be McKenzie. Look at them. It's just about time to collect the points. Bradley just chucks his one out. McKenzie, he'll be 2 more and he'll push the pin. It's looking pretty good. Then we'll be back into an instant prize. There you go, folks. Give them a big round of applause. Those are the Trust House Intermediate finalists. That was a great final. Well done, guys. Give them a big hand.
Just a quick call, please. Phil Morrison. Philip Morrison, if you're in the stadium, Philip, can we see you at the announcer's box? Phil Morrison. Just a reminder to senior shearing finalists. We'll be underway with that event straight after the presentation, guys. Guy Fraser, Andaki Worry, Darren Alexander, Aaron Bell, Caleb Foot, Dylan McGrady.
Thanks, Rick. I've got Lionel Taumata here. You're the speedster, mate. Lionel, you want to come down here just for a second, mate, if you want to grab a seat? I know you'll be still sucking some air. How many times have you come up to the Golden Shears now?
I think it's my 4th year.
The other years, how have you got on?
I think I made the final in the juniors. I come 4th in 014, I think.
Oh, good work. You'll remember those days. They were brilliant. So today, do you think you went to, a 9 out of 10? Do you think it was a 10 out of 10? Or do you think you hit the zone and you've done 110%?
I'm not too sure. We'll find out.
Good work. Give it up, Lionel Taumata. Tegwin Bradley, you dotted about, mate. Well, we're just waiting up with the instant prize. You want to come down and have a chat, mate? Tegwin Bradley. I don't know, you'll know from the points, mate, but you've actually on the board here, you've shown some what you call perfect sheep. You realise that?
No.
Well, you've got what they call a duck egg up here. You haven't got a second cut on some sheep, which takes a whole lot of doing. So you must be shearing exceptionally well. Are you quite happy with how you're going?
Oh, yeah? Yeah, no, it's all right.
Shearers are more about action than they are talk. That's why I gave up shearing. Right, well, thanks, Tegwin. Good one. Good luck, buddy. James McKenzie, you've come a long way, mate. Come over here and have a wee chat to me. Is he a good-looking Welshman? One of those girls is thinking that out there somewhere, mate. How many times have you been over to New Zealand?
Yeah, this is my 3rd season in New Zealand. 3rd goalies. First I made final, so chuffed to bits. Well, show my heart out, and that's all I could do, really.
Well, who was it? Rolly Smith, when he was up on the speaker here, when he was talking to Cora on day one, and Cora said, what suggestion do you have for these young shearers? And he said, you leave everything on the board. And that's what you've done, I think, mate. He's exhausted. He's got a heat up. Well done. Welcome to New Zealand. Hope you've really enjoyed your last few years over here as you will. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks, James McKenzie. I'll hand you back to Kieran McNulty, who will do the instant prize giving, and we'll know who really does take the top spots over the 3 areas of shearing a sheep.
Thank you, Gerald. This event was the Trust House Intermediate Shearing. And to present this award and to speak on behalf of Trust House, we have here Jerry Crump, the General Manager of Operations and Marketing with Trust House.
Thanks, Kieran. Good afternoon, everyone. I won't hold you up. As you probably know, Trust House is a very proud supporter of many diverse activities throughout the Wairarapa and beyond. We've been very proud to be a big supporter of it, and long may that continue into the future. I'd also just to say on behalf of our company, well done to all the guys in the final and all the competitors who possibly did for years and years and years make it. But a great exhibition of shearing. Thank you.
First place in the Trust House Intermediate Shearing receives $500 with 44.49 penalty points from Woodville, Tegwin Bradley. Well, this is the second time you've come up here and been acknowledged. That's just fantastic. To do it in what is essentially a local crowd must be a great feeling.
Yeah, it's always good to perform in front of the locals. You know, they support you all year. You do it shearing for the cockies and that. I'd just like to thank the judges, competitors, shop boys, sponsors mainly. Who's the sponsor? Trust House. And yeah, everyone for putting the show on. Thank you, mate, very much.
Second place and $250 goes to Lionel Taumata. Third place and $200, Paraki Puna. Fourth place, $160, Jacob Brunton. Fifth place, $150 from Gisborne, Ricky Stevens. Sixth place, $140. He's come all the way from Wales. Give it up for James McKenzie. While the photos are being taken, I'd like to invite Karen McNamara from Elanco to come up and present the next award. And could we please have the competitors from Elanco Junior Woolhandling come up to the board, please? Junior wool handling competitors, could you please make your way up to the board? This is the Elanco Junior Wool Handling. And to present the award, we have Karen McNamara, Animal Health Lower North Island Territory Manager.
Well, welcome. This is the first time that we've sponsored this event, and we're so proud to do so. It's been an awesome experience being here, and congratulations to all the finalists. And we're also proud to be part of the Golden Shears. Thank you.
First place penalty points were 190. Second place penalty points was 191. First place receives $300. And it goes to Naya Kitty Kitty. I'm going to keep following you. You've got to stay here and have a word. Well done. Congratulations. This is great in front of all these people to win a title at the Golden Shears.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the rest of my competitors, the sponsors, judges, committee, Elsa, and the rest of the Gizzy lot. Thank you.
Second place and $150 from Masterton, Bianca Hawea. Third place and $120, Kiriana Brown. And fourth place and $100, Samantha Jo Tipene. Could Tasha Romana please make her way up to the board? And the competitors from the senior wool handling, if you could please make your way up here for the presentation. This award is for the event Te Puni Kōkiri Senior Wool Handling. To present the award, Tasha Romana, Senior Advisor to Puni Kōkiri.
I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā karangaranga maha o ngā hoi whā, tēnei te mihi kia koutou kua tau mai nei tēnei wā. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of Te Puni Kōkiri, Ministry for Māori Development, to support such an awesome event, an event that showcases and celebrates excellence. At Te Puni Kōkiri, we believe in realising potential, and man, has some potential being realised throughout this event. From the organisers, to the competitors, to the supporters, and to all of you whānau who make this possible, thank you. And to our 2016 Senior Woolhandling finalists, congratulations. Thank you for showing us what hard work and determination achieves.
The winning margin for the Te Puni Kōkiri Senior Woolhandling is quite substantial. Penalty points for first place, 187. Penalty points for second place, 212. First place receives $600. Please congratulate Denise Murray. Congratulations, you've come all the way from Alexandria. You've obviously got a lot of fans, or at least made a lot of fans since you've been here. Well done.
Thanks. Thanks to all the sponsors, competitors, the whānau support from the south. Yeah, thank yous.
Second place and $300 from Gore, Ebony Turipa. Third place, $150, Brittany Tibble. And fourth place, $120 from Ikitahuna, Hannah Spears. Could the competitors from the NIWC Woolhandling please make their way to the board? And I'd also like to invite a very special guest, the US Ambassador to New Zealand, Mark Gilbert, to come and present the awards.
Just want to tell everybody how excited we are to be here again this year. Loved being here last year for the competition. Glad to be able to participate in the award ceremony today. And want to congratulate all the competitors.
And I would like to congratulate you, sir, on your dress sense. I don't think many people could pull that off, but you certainly have. Well done. First place to receive $500 and an MKM jersey with 116 penalty points, Joel Hinare. Congratulations, Joel, well deserved.
Cheers, thanks very much. Just like to thank the sponsors, Rose Puha and the North Island Woolhandling Circuit Committee, and to all the up-and-coming junior and senior wool handlers to join up with the North Island Circuit and carry on, and one day you can get a spot into the New Zealand team. Cheers.
Second place, $250 from Taihape, Cherie Alabaster. Third place, Marianne Batty. Fourth place, $100 and the MKM jersey, Karen Herbert. Could the president of the Golden Shears, Mr. Philip Morrison, please wake his way up?
The next presentation is for what we call 10-year badges. These people have volunteered their time for 10 years, and for that we offer these badges to them, and they're presented each year to those names that are forwarded to the committee. So I'd like to call on Duncan Brown, Angus Brown, and Mike Slater.
While we're waiting for Dungwest to point out to everyone in the stadium and the tens and thousands of people watching online that it is Mike Slater's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mike. Brown, I've had a special... We now have a very special award to present, the Alistair Simpson Memorial Trophy. I'd like to invite Mr. Selwyn Tomlin to come to the board to speak to you and present this award.
Thank you, Kieran. It is my privilege this afternoon to present the Alistair Simpson Memorial Trophy. This trophy was presented to us by the Simpson family some 25 years ago. It was in aid of Alistair Simpson. Alistair was a judge from the northern half. He originally was in Bay of Plenty and then he moved across to King Country. Alistair did a lot of work in the shearing industry up there, training judges, teaching young shearers, etc., etc. And on his passing, his family presented us with this lovely trophy here to present it to a shearing judge or somebody in the Golden Shears Society for the work they had done for our society. And it's with much pleasure this year that we present this trophy to a family that has been with the society for just on 40 years. This particular person's father judged with Alistair some 40 years ago. And he was one of the senior judges from the South Island in those days that came up here many times and supported our organisation. As time's gone by, his son has taken over that role and become one of our senior judges here. But not only has he done that, those funny looking sheep that you see come out here every now and then that they call merinos, he looks after them every year for us down there. 120 of them, looks after them, and a week before Golden Shears, he sends them up here for us to shear. And this society is very, very indebted to the Patterson family and what they've done for us. Just a couple.
I'm just really humbled and honoured to receive this. It's about all I can say about it. I got involved with shearing because of my father, because what we as farmers need to put back into the industry. The shearers are a tremendous part of our industry, and it's great to be able to put something back. The first time I came here to judge, there were some sort of marinas that stayed up here. Sometimes they were better than others, so quite a mixed bag. And I just thought I always remember David Fagan saying, all you want is a fair contest. I didn't really think it was a fair contest with those sheep, so I set out to do something about it, and that's all I've been trying to do since. So thanks very much from the Golden Shears. You run a great show, and it's a privilege to be asked to come here and judge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Alan.
Well done, Alan. And it does seem appropriate to acknowledge all the hundreds, and we mean that, hundreds of volunteers that put their time and effort into this show. The Golden Shears would not have existed for 56 years if it were not for the efforts of our volunteers. So thank you all very much. Right, I'll pass you back to Rick.
Yeah, thank you, Kieran. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be moving straight on to our...
Welcome back, viewers and folks in the stadium here at Masterton for the 2016 Golden Shears. Our guest in the studio this afternoon is Mr. Dave Grant. Dave, it's a pleasure to have the visitors from Australia come across our shores. Welcome to Masterton, the Wairarapa.
Thank you, Cool. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, Dave, you guys, I know you're a man of small words. You let your shearers do the talking with their handpieces and the girls do the talking with their wool brims. But, Dave, we looked at it, you and I, and it looks like we're coming up to the evening session. You Aussies are pretty primed up, aren't you?
Yeah, the boys have had a pretty good lead up this week to this event tonight. They're pretty relaxed. They've been doing a bit of hunting and that previous to this, so they're relaxed and on fire, and I'm pretty confident we're going to have a good win tonight.
Just looking at the team here and the statistics on the paper here, it does lean very heavily to Australia. In the last 58 tests that we've had since 1974, Australia have won 30 and we've done 28. So have you got another plan up your sleeve? Do you want to press that out a bit further? Because I'm trying to arm our Kiwi shearers with a bit more grit and a bit more grunt for tonight so we can bowl you guys over.
No, look, we've got a lot of experience there. Like Shannon and Daniel have been over here, quite a few times, and we've got Justin Dolphin there from South Australia. So I'm very confident. There's a lot of experience there, and they're up to doing the job. No worries at all.
We welcome you to Masterton, to the Golden Shears, and we know that going in tonight, our guys have got their work cut out for them, because we've got young Troy Piper, Aaron Haynes, and the guy that's going to take it for us tonight is Tony Costa.
Yeah, Tony's shearing very well. But those Troy and Aaron, two very great young blokes. I've sort of got to know them the last couple of years a little bit. They're getting up there, but I still think that our guys have got the experience to pull it off tonight.
I think your guys are getting a bit old.
No, older, like wine. Like wine, we get better with age.
Get better with age. Well, Dave Grant, look, it's good to stir our neighbours from across the waters there, across the Tasman, and we look forward to a great, entertaining test tonight. Australia, it leans in your guys' favour, but I'd just like to think that we could just balance the books up a bit and give our young New Zealand team a bit of a go. But I know you Australians, you won't be lying down.
No, that's for sure. And thank you very much, and thank you to everyone for making everything. Making us feel at home and welcome. It's been a great few days, that's for sure. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Manager.
Thank you.
Toby.
Okay, competitors.